let's explore the Field Museum in Chicago. Located in Museum Campus, the Field Museum is the world's largest museum about fields. So it covers everything: grass fields, rice fields, cornfields. It's got it all, guys. So I know why you're coming here, but don't worry, you can learn all about fields at the Field Museum. Okay, I know, it's not actually a museum about fields. The Field Museum is actually a natural history museum. It's one of the biggest and most well-known in Chicago. It's located on the lakeshore, right in the South Loop area, and you really can't miss it. It has a massive amount of real estate that it's covering, and it's very reminiscent of the Parthenon-ish with its Greek-style architecture. Keep in mind that admission prices to the Field Museum do vary, depending on if you're a resident, if you're out of state, etc., etc. But don't feel super pressured to select the highest option of the ticket, including all of the temporary exhibitions and all of that sort of thing, because there is so much to see and do as it is at the Field Museum. So come with me while we go through the Field Museum and explore some natural history, as it is an immense and impressive place. But make sure you stay until the end, because I want to give my final verdict and review, my final thoughts recapping this place, and if I think it is actually worth the time, because who knows, it could be the worst thing to do ever. Could be, you never know. So the layout of the Field Museum is actually split into 3 different floors. So once you enter, you'll be going through the first floor, and you will see these replicas or taxidermied animals such as gorillas, lions, and some other animals from other ecosystems. And you can see more of this on the second floor as well. They have a really cool Africa exhibit where you get to see some of those living things that we associate with that area of the world, if you catch my drift. Come on. I found a beautiful discovery. We finally found Vanessa's long lost. Okay. So let's have a little one-on-one chat. So it's a beautiful place, lots of really cool information, great models and stuff to see, but I have a little bit of conflicting feelings. Sometimes you see an amazing model like this hippo, which is not real, it's a replica, but sometimes you see some taxidermized, don't really know the correct way of saying it, different animals, and the morality there is a little bit in the gray, unless it's like a rescue that died naturally, because I don't like promoting that sort of thing. So keep that in mind if you want to book your ticket here, as if you want to support that sort of thing or not. It's up to you.
Yeah. No, dang it.
You should also check out the the Ancient Egypt exhibit, where you can learn and see some historical artifacts about the burial processes that are so distinct to this part of the world. That is in Egypt, which is also Africa, right? Geography and English. I got them both, guys. I got them both. So once you make your way up onto the second floor, you will immediately enter this big open space, and you will see signs such as elephants, dinosaur replicas, and all these sorts of things that you would typically think when you think of the Field Museum, or if you've Googled and trying to see some of these pictures online of the Field Museum. That's what you're gonna see, and you're gonna know, okay, now I know I'm getting what I paid my money for. And you also have the food court area as well, so if you get hungry or you want to take a little break throughout all of your exploring and wandering around, then hey, get your grub on, that's all I can say. There's lots to see and do here, lots of different exhibits, so we're just walking around and exploring. Let's hit it. But what is my opinion? What is my expert advice? Just lightly scope around the second floor and then immediately head up to the third floor. So in my experience, going throughout this museum, it can be really tiring because there's so much to see and do. There's a lot of information to take in, a lot of walking. So I thought a lot of the heavy hitters existed on the third floor. So best to save your energy and your max attention and interest for some of the coolest exhibits and things to check out in the museum, in my opinion. If you really want to see some cool and pretty rocks, you really should check out the Hall of Gems and the Hall of Jade, because these two exhibits, they really shine. Yeah, I know. Just trying to brighten your day up. What can I say? So that's what you can get if you want to see some pretty rocks, but if you want to see something a little bit more lively, you can check out the Plants of the World exhibits, which is a nice little long hallway that shows, well, the plants of the world. Also, at the end of this little hall, you should be sure to check out the Chinese rock garden for a little quaint, quiet area. Like that alliteration? Me too. Now, near the northeastern side of the third floor, you will find some of the most popular and famous, well-known, best exhibits in the whole museum. And these are going to be so popular and famous that I actually forgot. Evolving Planet and Dinosaur Hall. So throughout these exhibits, you'll go on a journey that starts at the conception of the universe. So as far as we can comprehend time, we're going there. And it takes you along a nice meandering path as the world progresses and advances. And we eventually get to the dinosaur area, which, you know, is one of my favorites. Whether you're a 3-year-old or a 24-year-old, it's really cool, and it's awesome to see these replicas and skeletons of these prehistoric creatures. About the same. The jewel in the crown, the icing on top, the creme de la creme, is going to be Sue, which is a Tyrannosaurus Rex, but it's not just any T-Rex. You know, T-Rex, the most popular dinosaurs, it's cool enough, but it is the largest and most complete set of a dinosaur skeleton in the entire world. So that's pretty freaking cool that it's just in some Midwestern metropolis, such as Chicago, and not New York or Paris or somewhere a little bit more prestigious. On the opposite side of the third floor, I highly recommend checking out the Traveling Through the Pacifics exhibits. I really enjoyed this little scene, this little area they had sectioned away, which you can access. It's not like closed off or anything, but it resembles Tahiti, like a little street with some shops. Is something wrong? You can dive a little bit deep into the area and see some masks that are really big, really fascinating, that belong to a variety of different indigenous people in this area. Look, it's some nice history. Look at this natural history. How old do you think it is, guys?
Haha.
What time period? We're almost finished. Gotta keep my mask on and off. A lot of people walking around, but I don't know if you can hear me, but we were walking through some ancient civilization exhibit, seeing Incans, Mayans, Vanessa's granddaddies and grandmammies, and I'm learning a lot. I'm becoming cultured, guys. My weight guilt is at an all-time high, so I feel very uncomfortable, but it's good. It's very good, and let's keep on exploring. Let's go. So there are many, many, many more different exhibits and tidbits, especially if you pay a little bit extra, or quite a bit extra, for the All Access Pass. If you've made it to the end of the video, congratulations. You can hear my final thoughts of the place. I would definitely give the museum a rating of about a 7 out of 10. And 7, that's fairly solid. That's good. I enjoyed it. You know, there is a lot of variety. There are some highly impressive pieces and some really cool artifacts and collections that, you know, you wouldn't get to see at many museums, I'm sure. That being said, maybe I'm just not a huge museum fan or personally, but if you were a museum fanatic, or especially a natural history fanatic, I would definitely highly, highly recommend it. A lot of the artifacts or collections or exhibits, they just didn't really resonate with me. Maybe I was information overload or just trying to pay attention to too many things, but some really stuck out, but a lot was really easy to forget for me personally. So, but that probably also just speaks about and supports that there's so much variety here, and there really is something for everybody, no matter your age or your interests. So those are my final thoughts on the Field Museum in Chicago. So that's the video, guys. We just finished the Field Museum. What'd you think, Vanessa? What'd you think? Nobody cares anyways. All right, Wanderers. So I'll see you guys in the next video. It's been real. Peace.